Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Hey, today we're going to be looking in this chicken plucker that we just got. We've decided here on the farm we're going to move up to maybe trying to raise some meat birds for our consumption, for our family, and then maybe even to the farmers market or available to some of our friends and neighbors. I thought y'all might want to come along while we put this together. It's not going to be an unboxing. I'm not going to sit here and evaluate everything. We're going to put it together. We're going to see what, is it built good? We bought it on Amazon. They're expensive. Pluckers are expensive, but I'll tell you what, I've been plucking chickens my entire life, and I've hated it my entire life. So I've decided I'm not plucking birds anymore. I'm just not going to do it. And I'm definitely not going to do it 50 or 100 at a time. So we're going to do this. We're going to put this together, and we'll take you on a tour of the shed we're turning into a little, we'll call it a processing building for lack of a better term, but that's kind of what it's going to be in a way. We'll take you on where we're at with that. We got several projects going on at one time. So, hey, if this is the kind of content you like, if this is things that you like to watch, hey, hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps us out. Lets me know that people are interested in it. Kind of gives me encouragement to do this kind of content. And hey, we'll grow together. Leave your comments, suggestions, any questions, put those in the comments below. We'll get back to you as quick as we can. So let's take a look at this, all right? You want to? Let's take a look. See what we got. So we have, let's turn to the side that has English. The chicken plucker, it has a 1.5 horsepower electric gear motor. Specifications, electric 1.5 horsepower, 300 RPM. 120 volt, 1100 watts. It weighs 83 pounds, every bit of it. And it has rubber fingers, and it's made out of stainless steel, food grade. So, and just a side note, hey, good tools are worth their weight in gold. And I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't have coupon codes. I don't have anything like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I like, what works for me. A lot of people have clip-on pocket knives. Fine, that's great, no problem. Not criticizing them at all. I don't like them. I keep catching my hand on the little hook thing. It's in your pocket. I guess I keep my hand too close to my pocket or whatever. But I keep catching them on that, or I can never get them to hook right or whatever. What I like is a knife I grew up with. That's a buck 110. They still sell them. They're still great knives. I know they exported it one time. I think they brought it back. But I'm going to tell you what, my kids bought me this one a year ago. I haven't sharpened it yet, and it's still razor sharp. For my money, a buck 110, an Uncle Henry, old timer, these type of knives, case. I've got a case shark in there that I absolutely love. These kind of knives are worth their weight in gold. They're solid, they're heavy. You get a good grip on there. You can use it. I've skinned many a deer, all the way to stripping wires. Do whatever you need to do. It's just a good, hardy knife. That's what I like, a good, heavy, hardy knife. And that's just me. I'm not endorsing Buck or Charade or any of those others. I'm telling you, this is what I like. This works for me. Y'all may want to try it. We'll cut these little straps off of here. You know what? For some of y'all that might be looking for a present for your dad or your husband or whoever, somebody that remembers back in the day, this knife right here brings back a lot of memories to them, I guarantee you. Okay. We have here the handy dandy trusty dusty book. This has got something in it that I'm a little curious. It's hard plastic. And again, this is not going to be an unpacking video, but I wasn't expecting something like this. I was expecting a paper owner's manual. This is like a hard plastic or a cardboard, laminated cardboard material. It's got a little hook on here. Tells you about the machine. But on this side, it tells you the irrigation ring. Built-in irrigation ring keeps both hands free to do other tasks. Sprays the water in there so you don't have to. That's awesome. The drum comes out, you can spray it down. So this is a lot of stuff that tells you about it, and it tells you in 3 different languages. Cool. Instruction manual. We may refer to that later. We may not. Styrofoam. Man, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Oh, this is heavy. Okay, we're going to plan B. Y'all see what I'm talking about, a sharp knife? Makes your life a whole lot easier. It's a pleasure to use a knife that's good and sharp, fits in your hand. So we have here the machine. The motor. That's a hoss right there. The packet everybody loves. Okay. Yep. There's people out there who want to do things the old-fashioned way. And hey, great. If that's how you want to do it, awesome, you do it. You do you. And then there's people that want to do it the advanced way. Hey, that's great too. You do you. There's nothing wrong with innovation, in my opinion. But there's certain things that are just better when you can do them yourself. Am I saying this is one of them? Yeah, actually I am. You can process your own meat. Y'all know I was at the grocery store the other day. Briskets, $4 a pound. $4. You say, well, chicken's never high. Chicken's never that high. Well, no, I hope it doesn't get that high. Unless you're buying farm fresh chicken. But just remember this. You can go to a store and you can buy ground beef. And I'm just gonna make numbers up here because I don't know what ground beef is going for right now. But you know, we're in the midst of pandemic part 2. We're in the midst of that. So nothing is stable, nothing is a benchmark. We don't have a benchmark for anything right now. prices are going high. Lumber prices are just now starting to come back down. I mean, they've been higher than the catch back. And now they're starting to come down. There's a lot of speculation as to why they were that high. I don't know. I don't know why they went up that high. There's a lot of different reasons it could be. But a lot of that stuff. But when we become more self-sufficient, then I'm not going to sit and tell you that stuff doesn't matter, because it does. But we're not as susceptible. You know, those of us who live the homesteading lifestyle, those of us who know people that live the homesteading lifestyle, you know, there's an old song, old country song from way back, Country Boy Can Survive. I don't believe the writer of that song saw this pandemic coming all those years ago, probably 70s or 80s, I guess. I don't believe that's the case. However, that is the case now. You know, we can raise our own food and still go to the grocery store and not be affected by the price of meat. And the point I was making a while ago is, you buy some cheap ground beef, I mean dirt cheap, and even though it might say, you know, 70-30 or 80-20, whatever, I bought some of that cheap meat because it was cheap, and just had it disintegrate in the skillet. Put it in a good old cast iron skillet, boy, just go away. Put that meat into your tortilla, and you lift that tortilla up, just run all over the plate. Spend a little more money. We have a local producer that we buy from time to time of beef, and take that. We did an experiment. We took skillets, separate skillets, cooked them side by side, exactly the same, everything the same, and the loss was totally different. The ratio and the grease, fat, you know, what it cooked down was totally different. They were supposed to be the same thing, but that beef that come off the farm straight to the meat locker, straight to our kitchen, was hands down better. I say that to say this: sometimes even with food, you get what you pay for. So that being said, we're going to use the directions that I grew up with, because, you know, there's an unwritten rule, and men have to use the picture as directions until that fails, and then they have to read the directions. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the picture for the directions, and then when that fails, we'll use the directions. We'll put that up before we end up with an injury. We'll make a spot. We'll put this bad boy together. So first thing we'll do is set that down. We'll get the legs on here. I can see we got just some legs. These go here, like so, and like so. You know, a little bit of persuasion. We've got some different size bolts here, but Confucius say long bolts go in the long holes, short bolts go in the short holes. So let's do that. You know, I thank God every day that he blessed me with this piece of land. He blessed me with my family. Little Ellie, she wanted to be out here and be in the video, but she's having one of them moments today. You know, anybody else out there have a 3-year-old? You know what? I just noticed something that could have been a problem. That's the bad thing about putting things together by picture. This thing has feet on there and they're supposed to be, uh-oh. And they're supposed to be pointed the right way. I don't believe these are. That's okay. We can fix it. Well, maybe not. Maybe they'll point it the right way. I reckon they are. Okay. We shall see. We shall see. When in doubt, do it again. So we're gonna get these put together. I'm excited. I've never owned a chicken plucker before. And just like y'all are doing now, I looked it up, I watched some videos, and everybody said, whoo, I tried to build one once. I really did a couple years ago. I tried to build one of those homemade ones, this same style. It's funny, you see all the videos, oh, it's so simple. You just do this and this and this. And I did that and that and that. And I was so proud of myself. I put these little fingers in there and man, it took forever to drill all those holes and put them little fingers in there. But I got all them little fingers put in there, and it come butchering day, and we were only doing 10 birds that day. And I tried to put them in there, and all they do is get stuck. Guess what? I plucked 10 birds that day. Something I did was wrong. That's obvious. So we'll put these bolts in there, then we'll get some tools out and we'll tighten them up. I think we'll be ready to flip this thing over. It doesn't look like it's going to be a whole lot to put this together. So we'll grab some tools here real quick. Tighten these down. We'll get a 13 millimeter. We'll, you know, I had a Porter cable, and I'm not hating on Porter cable, so those of y'all that are Porter cable fans, don't even bother. But I had a Porter cable impact, and pretty happy with it. Did a good job. All of a sudden, just one day, it stopped working. I put hot batteries in it, do this and that. Nope. So I needed a tool, I needed it then. So I ran out to the Harbor Freight there and bought a Bauer, because I had a friend, he had a couple of them, and he said, man, he'd never had a lick of trouble out of them. So I went and bought one of those, and it did real good till I lost it. Now I can't find it. So I'm gonna have to go and get me another one, because I have looked everywhere, and the Tool Monster, who I think is a distant cousin of the Sock Monster, has got my impact. And the best way to find a lost tool is to go buy another one. As soon as you do, you'll find it. Generally, as soon as you get out the car. So I'm gonna have to go buy another one, and then I'll have two of them. But it worked pretty good. I was really happy, especially for the money. One thing that I have taught myself, that I've learned, for me, is if it doesn't work right and you only paid a little bit of money and you had high expectations, well, that's kind of your fault, isn't it? You can't have really high expectations and really low provisions. So this goes here like so. These are obviously the axles. They go together like that. And these two small bolts will go in there. Because they're the only ones on the tailgate that'll fit. So that definitely narrows that down. And y'all give me put down in the comments if you've got a chicken plucker. What kind did you get? I know Tractor Supply was selling them. Several of the chicken processing companies sell them. Y'all let me know what y'all have, and how do you like it? How does it work for you? Is it doing a good job for you? Would you do something different? Where do you stand with it? What do you think about it? And this one is a 10mm. And we'll put this together. And we'll put some wheels on this rascal. Because I'm going to tell you, that box said it was 80 pounds, but once upon a time, 80 pounds wasn't nothing for me. But I'm going to tell you what, my body's starting to feel all them times when 80 pounds wasn't nothing. That's getting to be a thing. So we're going to put these wheels on there, and we've got these big nuts, big washers. Go right over the top of that. Screw this down like so. Come over here with this wheel. Now I'm looking at this, normally a wheel's got one side that's offset, but these are equal, so I guess it really doesn't matter. There's a little shoulder on this axle that stops it. It's not like a tractor tire where it's got an arrow. And we'll put that on there. And I have no idea what size this is, other than big. So, we will get out our metric adjustable wrench. Metric. Now there's some of y'all who got that. There's some of y'all who are saying, hey, do we have a metric wrench like that? Now I can see if you tighten it up too tight, the wheel's not going to turn. So keep that in mind. Now you can't tighten it too tight. But that one didn't have a whole lot of thread on it either. See, this one a lot better. This one didn't have a whole lot of thread on there. But either way, it's not like we're going to drive it down the road. So looks like we're all together on the bottom. And I've still got a bolt, got an extra nipple. I've got a whole bunch of these that I purchased when I built that other one, so I'm glad I hung on to those. I'm not sure what that bolt goes to, but I'm sure we're going to find out. Yep, I know what it goes to. That's what screws this drum down in there. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I have experience with machinery, okay? My dad was a self-employed mechanic my whole life. He had a shop. I've done a lot of mechanic work, so I have a little bit of mechanical aptitude. I am not a mechanic by any stretch of the imagination. Don't claim to be, don't want to be. Because those guys, especially nowadays, I know some mechanics. I have friends that are automotive mechanics. I have friends that are machine mechanics. And things are just getting more and more complicated all the time. I don't see. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I'm not entirely sure how these feathers come out of here. But as long as they do, I guess that's what matters. Well, uh-oh. This is a problem I can't see. So we're going to set this on the ground. Can we still see it? That's it right there. So far. Feels like threads might be a little goobered up. They are. They sure enough are. I may not be able to get this bolt in here. I'm gonna have to go get another bolt. And there's some that would holler, take it back. Problem with that is, a bolt will cost you 15 cents. 20 cents. The hassle to send this thing back is, I don't know about y'all, but my time is worth something. And I don't want to go through all that. So I would just as soon either run a tap over it or go get another bolt. Or a die rather, or go get another bolt. Which most likely what I'm going to do is just go get another bolt. So, we'll come back to that. We'll table this part for now. Leave that right there. And we're going to look at how the rest of this sits in here. It's actually sitting in there upside down. I think God is looking out for us. I'm not entirely sure that that was right side up. I do believe whoever packed this thing packed it upside down. Now is when we refer to said instructions. Because the pictures I'm seeing show a lip. There's an arrow right there and an arrow right there that are supposed to match up to each other. And it's actually, oh, that wouldn't work. That's got to go like that because that's a safety switch. If it's not on there, that motor's not going to turn on. So They packed it in there upside down. So we're going to try to finagle this thing out of here like so. We're going to set this. Uh-oh. Dropped our keyway. Gonna need that. We're gonna set this down inside of here. This keyway. Get this set down on our machine. Like so. Just because I'm funny that way, I'm gonna see if this bolt will go in there again. Even though the logical side of my brain says, hey, if it didn't go in there before, it ain't gonna go in there now. That would be correct, it ain't gonna go in there. So that sits on there. Then this sits on here like so. Match up the two arrows, and it's got a latch. So you latch these things, pull this out. And they give you these little clips to lock them. Good idea. And for all intents and purposes, this little thing is put together. And we'll put this one on here. Now it came with these 3 little Z clips that they had kind of clipping everything upside down. And I'm just not 100% sure that they actually have a purpose other than shipping. So here it is. In all its splendor and glory, our brand new handy dandy trusty dusty chicken plucker. It has a hose that runs inside of here. Hook it up right here. Put the water hose up here and sprays the water down in there, because if y'all watch the same ones I've watched, we got to spray water in there. It looks like it'll hold a couple of birds, probably not a lot, but it'll hold a couple at a time. But you know, it takes so short of a time to do it. You don't need to put a lot in there at one time. You can just drop in 2 or 3 while you're getting the other one set up, getting 2 more put in the pot. Remember, while you got 2 that are draining, you've got 2 in the pot, you've got 2 in here, and you've got 2 on the table being processed. You got to have some help though. You got to be organized. You got to have some help. I told y'all we were going to go take a look at the other building that we're working on. So here, let's go take a look at that. This is just a shed, a storage shed. You can sit back and take a look at it. It's just a storage shed. And right now it's got a little bit of stuff in here. But what we're doing is we are taking and putting electricity in here. We're going to put electricity in here. You can see I've already started wiring some of it in. I still have to put a breaker box in. And we're going to put electricity in here. We're going to put our deep freezes. We're going to put a refrigerator, and we're going to put a table. I'm going to epoxy the floor. It's just a wooden floor right now. I'm going to epoxy the floor in case it gets wet, or for basically when it gets wet. And we're going to put an air conditioner in here. I'm probably going to put the air conditioner, what do y'all think? Put a window unit up there so it blows up here where the hot air and, you know, cool air sinks. What do y'all think about that? Because, you know, otherwise there's not a lot of headspace here. What do y'all think? Y'all give me some opinions, some ideas, okay? And we've already got it, but it's a work in progress. We've got actually had a meter put in just for that. We had a meter put in, and that helps because now it's not on our house bill, and you know, we can always have it shut off if we want to. So hey, we're going to wrap this up. You know what? God loves you. We love you. Reach out and touch somebody, make somebody's day a little bit better. And I hope y'all enjoyed our little day today, putting that little chicken plucker together. I'm gonna get it in the shed and maybe go get something to eat, a cup of coffee. Make somebody's day a little bit better. Remember, you know what? Hey, God loves you and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye-bye.